So you shouldn't take him serious. And what we are in now is far more important. So we shouldn't entertain any distraction from either side, either from the Nigerian state or the a servant of the Nigerian state, Asari Dokubo. Probably he was seeking for relevance and Nnamdi Kanu, of course, prior to this struggle, is a comfortable man who sacrificed his throne for the people. He sacrificed his comforts for the emancipation of his own people. Barely over 2 years he was in detention, just not for the offense he committed, but because of his love for his people, because of the empathy, because of the feeling, the pain his people were going through. That was what led him to prison. He was detained unjustly by the Nigerian state. What sacrifice has Asari Dokubo made for his people? That is the fundamental issue. Asari Dokubo has, of course, exploited his own people and is getting richer at the expense of his people. His people has no potable drinking water. They have no accessible road network. They have no infrastructure, no medical facilities within his domain. You see? At the expense of his own people, he collects the money and it ends up into his personal coffer. So that's why my people say that someone that behaves will not want a knife to go behind his head. That is just what is happening. If you're a hardened criminal, you will also suspect others that this man is also dubious as myself. So the problem is beyond what is focusing at this time. So I think the Biafran struggle have gone such level, start discussing of trivial issues.
So of course there is no what he's saying cannot even be reasoned.
At all, of course. He understood that in terms of popularity and influence, he's no match with Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. Who are his followers, by the way? That is how to know who is the man of the people. So Nnamdi Kanu remains the man of across the entire world. People celebrate him. He has loyalists. He has people who believes in him, in the cause and his ideology, which has been proven. He has been tested and been proven to be a man of the people, a circumstantial leader that could be trusted. But Asari Dokubo will be cornered one, and there will be an exchange of Ghana must go, and he will go and sit down, waiting for another time to back, so that something will fall from the federal coffers to his table, while his people are languishing in abject poverty. There's no means of livelihood. It's quite unfortunate. And such people could not be given an opportunity to lead, because their antecedents suggest that they don't deserve such opportunity, because if given such opportunity, they will destroy the people to build their own personal empire.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about the recent happening. Biafra and Oduduwa freedom agitators they formed joint security network to fight Fulani terrorists. Now, do you think they can pull this through without any betrayal? And do you think this is applauding too? What's your view?
Well, time will tell, but I think the step is highly commendable, and being that the situation we found ourselves suggests that we have to build a synergy between both nations so that they can achieve the, their aim and the objective of they have set out to accomplish. So, and it's very, very important at this time. So, it's a welcome development. It's more expected, and seeing it happening now, I think, is something everybody should appreciate, and especially when I mean everybody, I don't mean the Nigerian states. I know they see that as the greatest threat when both Biafra and the Duduan agitators come together to synergize. That becomes a very big threat to the Nigerian state. And at this time, they may not find it so funny. Why? Because you can see of recent the killing in Oyo State. Over 52 Yoruba indigenes were hacked to death by the Fulani herders. And none of the northern elders has condemned such dastard acts. And of course, nobody cares about that. I get to learn that even the Oba, rather, not Oba, the Bale or Kabiesi of that community was also killed, and his home was razed down. You see, this indicates that the situation is no longer forming. I begin to ask, what are the OPC or Amateku doing at this time? They should up their games in defense of their own heritage, in defense of their own ancestral home, in defense of their own people. Otherwise, they risk being exterminated, and this is a gradual process, and the Fulani herders are bent at executing such program that has been sustained over a century now. You see, they find it an opportunity to perfecting such a diabolic agenda, and it's high time the Yorubas should rise to the occasion. And I hope that this synergy, this agreement between the Biafrans and the Oduduwa will be sustained, will not be betrayed by the few gullible ones who might infiltrate both parties to destroy the fabrics of such unity or synergy. I think it is a welcome development. Why? Because we share the same ideology, we share the same, relatively the same understanding, which is far different from what the Northerners or the Fulani oligarchy position. So I think it's very commendable. Now we are not focusing our energy in determining who might betray or not. So such energy should be channeled in how to consolidate this synergy to achieve the set out objective, which is primarily to protect the life and property of people within this region, and also to promote bilateral relationship that will engender prosperity, economic prosperity, and social acceptance among these two nations. So I see that as a very noble step, and it will pave a way for economic prosperity for both states.
But then, is this joint formation surprising to you? Did you ever imagine that the Oduduwa and Biafra would come together for such?
Yes, it is not a surprise to me. Why? Because no one is an island. So it depends